we need to do stretches.
Yeah. Do some star jumps.
So we don't strain
Our vocal cords. pull a neck muscle laughing at our crap that we've been filming over the years.
Our amazing witty jokes that we tell all the time to our tens of thousands of followers. I was going back in time, looking for a particular event that Andrew Bartlett ran a long, long time ago, which took me down a bit of a rabbit hole, and that rabbit hole took me to a particular video that I'd made a very, very long time ago, back in 2015. And as I was watching that video, it made me realise, one, how interesting it is to look at old events, basically old events that we had done, and how, we went down that pathway of wanting to make feature videos for each of those events. And pretty much like 2015, doing the events at the old wharf in Patea, which is like an hour 45 away from where we currently live. That was kind of like would you call it like the origin story?
Yeah, for sure. It definitely slingshotted into what we've done to date.
Because that's when we were like, we've found a cool location.
Yeah.
Let's do some cool standalone events.
Because I think around that time period we were dabbling with, like themed night games, club-based stuff. This was our first sort of really big inter-club thing that we really tried to pop off.
We were definitely like heading in a pathway of, we want to do cool events.
Yeah.
Like we
large
want
scale
to go
production stuff.
Yeah. And we want to go beyond just running, the fortnightly game days.
Yeah. Hard.
We wanted to break out of
and find places to play and different venues and different
start doing some unique stuff. And not to take away from obviously the bread and butter of what TAR does and what we were doing at the time, which is the fortnightly open days. But we definitely we had a hunger.
It was expanding the horizon.
And our skill set really. I think that's the other thing that I noticed about stepping back in time and looking at these old videos that we put together for these particular events, was also like looking at where we were at back then, what we were doing, and how it's kind of evolved over the years. And there's a whole like behind the scenes to every single video we've done.
Yeah.
And you realize that when you start looking back through those videos, you're like, oh man, like, when you're watching them, you're like, oh, I remember that, and what we had to do for that, blah, 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 blah. So with that in mind, I thought it would be actually genuinely just interesting for both ourselves and the many listeners and viewers that we have to actually just go through like some key productions that we've done
that
for our
events out over the years,
and actually just talk about some interesting
break it
stuff.
down a little,
and break it down behind the scenes as to what was going on and what we had to do to put those videos together, and what was unique about the particular events that we were doing at the time. So obviously, thought it'd be great. We'll start off in 2015 at the old shut down Patea Wharf, and
which is part of the Meatworks, It was part of the Cool Stores.
So. Yeah,
because there was a big structure across the train track which sadly we never got to use. That would have been an amazing complex. That was huge.
Yep. Yeah, and it burnt down.
And then they demoed the rest of it. And the only part that remained was the cool stores where they loaded all the ships.
Yeah. Yeah, and we got to put a few events on there.
And I believe that at the time it was owned by the paintball guys in Opunaki.
I don't know.
I feel
it's
like
privately owned.
they were the dudes that we sort of commed with.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it was.
Because prior to that,
there
had been a couple of games at the Patia Hospital.
Yes.
That the Tar guys had done.
Yeah, there was an old hospital that they were running a few events at, and for whatever reason, it's my understanding that the guy that they were dealing with, who owned that land, was just hard to get hold of. Like Patia, for anyone that doesn't know where that is or what that's all about, Patia is a very, very small town. It's pretty much like around where we live, there's a lot of like small surrounding towns that back in the day, they were booming because of the industries that were there.
Yeah.
So like the freezing works and stuff like that in Patia was a massive booming town whilst those industries were operating, and as soon as those industries shut down, the town still exists, but it's very, very small. There's not many people living there.
Yeah.
So like that land gets sold off, and the people that own those different properties are interesting characters.
Yeah.
So not always the easiest to get hold of, but yeah. So we ran a few special events back in 2015 at the old Patia Wharf. So we'll watch our little promo video that we
let's give it a look.
Yeah, let's give it a crack and have a watch. So so there's the back when Patia Wharf was bustling.
Look at it, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, and they had big ships rolling down there. So it was a river that met the ocean, and they used to bring big ships down there, load them up, and then they'd go back out. And we got to. So we the old Mark 46 LMG. So I'll just stop it there because so it was not very playable when we first
not
went
at
there.
all.
Yeah. So this was again us diving into finding places to play, realizing that they don't really work very well. They're not very playable. So
what do we need to do to make them playable?
So we went back to the.
And I think from memory, I feel like it was a good 3 months worth of working, like maybe every second weekend down there.
Dude, we were
to smash that out.
We were motivated.
Yep, for sure.
And to put that in perspective, so we went back to, so we looked, so it's all concrete. All the buildings are like solid concrete.
Yeah.
And there wasn't enough entries and exits to make it playable. But what we figured out is because it's concrete, and because you'd worked in the concrete industry, the cutting industry, you had worked out that we could cut doorways in certain buildings and certain areas to fully open it up, right? But we didn't own the land or the building, so we went back to the landlord and said, "Hey, look, we want to cut doorways through this complex to open it up so it's more practical for airsoft, and also to put it in perspective, the facility is very, very old.
Yeah,
it's a shell of what it was.
Well, you saw some of those ships. They're like mast and sail looking ships in those first shots.
It's really, really old.
This is a very
facility.
dated building.
And he said, "Go for it."
Yeah.
So we needed nothing more than that to then, and what did we do? We took a van down. So you organise concrete cutters.
Yeah.
but there's no, so yeah, sure, it's literally on the side of the river because they used to load ships, but you need water
for cutting.
for cutting concrete, and so we filled up like a 200 litre drum
Yeah.
and put it in a van and
Yeah.
drove it all the way to Patia.
205 litre
So
drum.
we had a water supply for the concrete cutting. And dude, like when I say we were motivated, like you had how much did the concrete cut away? The saw.
Oh, yeah. So they're a good 8 kilo, those saws.
Yeah, and you had that thing above your head
Yeah.
cutting concrete with slurry
Yeah,
running all down you.
Yeah. There was even that one room where the ventilation wasn't as good, and we got a bit fumed out.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
Yeah, like we had to sit on that platform for a while.
That's right.
'Cause,
Yeah,
like-
we had to cut it for so long, go outside, had to sit down.
Just wasn't moving
Yeah,
the
'cause
exhaust gas out quick enough.
Because we needed to cut the doorway to get open that building up, but get like good ventilation.
And it ended up being a situation where some of them we had to double cut because you had that massive layer of cork stuck to the wall.
That's
so
right.
then,
We had to cut from both sides,
and that was just glued like a beast.
Yeah.
So there was chiseling all this cork paneling off just to get at the concrete to cut the doorway. You know.
Yeah, and so we were.
It was a wild ride.
Yeah, but if you've got enough motivation and obviously a few tools and the permission to do it, like you can get shit done.
Oh, dude, I still remember like super vividly when we cut those 2 little windows up in the top floor.
Yeah, that's
and that
right.
was just this dark, gloomy, pigeon shit filled carnage room. Like it was so
one
bad
way in.
Yeah, one way in.
One way out.
And when we literally let in the sunlight, it just brought that room to life.
Yeah.
Like how much you could see, even how big it was. It was like, oh my God, this place is huge up here.
Dude, and do you remember when we cut that window and it illuminated this dark concrete room?
Yeah.
We found all the
all the
shell
training
casings,
rounds.
all the training rounds from the Defence Force.
Yeah. They're like all through this room. We're like, oh, what is going on in here?
So the Defence Force had obviously been there doing some live fire training, and they were
shell
casings all over the floor, and we couldn't see it because that room was pitch black before you cut that window and open it all up. But so this place did take a bit of work, by 2 very overly motivated people that wanted to run an event there. But so this video is just really just little highlights from one of the events that we did. Shot back in 2015, all GoPro footage. Might have been like an old
Hero 3 or something.
I think it was like a Hero 4 or something.
Yeah.
It was amazing for the time.
Yeah.
And it was, that was kind of like the origin event that really motivated us to seek out these unique places to play and also create these really cool standalone events in Taranaki away from our normal field. We ran some amazing games there, but sadly it was also that facility also had zero security, it eventually turned shit.
And it was constantly degrading, like that. John and I were talking off camera before we started about this whopping wall that we found that was literally snapped off one end, and it was like a 10-ton piece of concrete. And we're just like, man, that is gnarly. There's things like asbestos and all sorts going on with this facility. So we knew our time was potentially limited there, but and we just found over time, like Jono said, no security.
The locals
you just end up with, every time you go back there, they've pulled the thing down that we just rebuilt or replaced or fixed, and it was just like, oh man.
We're just frying there, like obviously going down there with like a trailer and just biffing
like
all
old
rubbish
couches,
in
rubbish,
one of the rooms.
Yeah.
So sadly, it came to an end. I went past there one day when I was travelling for work and went and had a look, just to check it out, see if we could run another event there, and it just got to a point where it was just
No good.
not worth it, not
Yeah.
worth spending the time. Sadly, New Zealand really struggles to find unique facilities. We're not a country where these massive industrial facilities just shut down and just sit there, and one day, an airsoft producer can come along and say, "Well, we'll start hosting events there." Land and buildings are so precious in New Zealand that they generally get snapped up and torn down and rebuilt, or you don't have access to them, or whatever it might be. So, these things don't last long. So
No.
that was it for Patea, and then it's 2015. We obviously did a few more. We kind of went back to running events at TAR and going
Yeah, we
away
did.
for events. So we started running some bigger events at TAR, but we didn't really do any feature videos for those. It wasn't until 2018 or 2019. Let me have a look. Let's find the next one. So jump on old YouTube, and as would have been 2018. Let's have a look. See here. Yeah, I think it's like late 2018 or early 2019. OPAF 1.
OPF 1, the big dog.
Yeah, so that is really, and yeah, that has really become a staple of one of the unique events that we do. But back then it was the most craziest concept that we ever came up with. That started off with a fully restored Stuart tank and
man.
replica Mustang aircraft. And we went to, both privately owned. We put the challenge to each other to go talk to these owners of these the tank and the plane, and said if we can get them to say yes, then we'll put together
we'll
an
do
event. And OPAF was born because they both said yes.
Yeah.
And so then it turned into...
wasn't exactly a hard sell, when you know a dude with a tank and you're like, hey man, got this idea for a P-51 Mustang replica to fly over, blow you up while there's some airsoft dudes running around. He's just like, sign me up, buddy. That was it.
Yeah. And and these guys are exactly the same as us.
Yeah.
Like, we do airsoft, they do tanks and planes.
Yeah.
But the sentiment is the same, and as soon as we pitch them an idea where, hey, look, you can take your plane and you can come do low-level gun runs, and we'll provide pyrotechnics for the effects, and the same with the tank. Hey, we want you to come basically play like a movie battle scene with pyrotechnics, and because the fantastic thing about the Stuart tank was the fact that it could shoot its main gun, and it had gas fired machine guns as well, and we could add the pyrotechnic effects, all thanks to Pyro Company Fireworks, Len and the crew that did all the custom pyrotechnics for us. Like, pitching that to those guys was like a no-brainer. Like, and it's just so funny to think back on it, and we've talked about it a few times now, how we were so nervous to talk about these guys because we were like so convinced that they would think we were stupid.
Yeah.
But also not understanding, and this is a big thing that we've learnt that has really carried us through with all the projects that we've done, which is the worst thing that's going to happen is they say no. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, what like
And then
so
we move on.
yeah, so what have you got to lose? And and we've had that many times where some things will work and some things don't, and all it is it's a yes or a no. So what have you got to lose by just asking the question? And if they say yes, then you can figure it out.
Yeah,
Which is exactly what we did.
because yeah, like you say, it sounds like madness, you know, but in reality, there's a level of that that's their normal, because it's like
Yeah.
they do pyrotechnics, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
They've
yeah.
worked on movie set
Yeah.
production. They've worked on this. They've worked on that. For a tank owner who has the ability to shoot blanks, it's like we just asked him to come and drive his tank around and shoot blanks, you know.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah,
Yeah,
done.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
I'd love to.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tell me
So
when.
there's that level of norm for them, but for us, you know, at that
was
time
a big
period in
deal.
our lifetime, we're like, man, like no one's really done this. Like,
Yeah, it's a big deal.
we're peeking out here.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It was it felt like a massive idea, and and as well, like there was also we also had to follow through.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, yeah, we get them to say yes, but if we do a shit job, like we've had those
It's going to be
guys.
a no the next time.
Yeah, and we've had those guys back for every single event since because we showed them that we weren't complete morons, and there is a level of trust and there's safety and everything that comes with doing large scale pyrotechnics and firing main guns on tanks and all of that stuff. And so we had to be squared away as well. But as long as we do our job, and also we need them to do their job properly as well. And everyone came together. Everyone wanted to do a good job, and everyone did do a good job. And the byproduct of that is like, it was stressful at times, but it was super fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It was.
and hence we've done it multiple
Yeah.
times now. But starting at the start of OPAF 1 was our... Because this was like completely new for New Zealand. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
what we were doing was very out there, and there were definitely a few critics that didn't think this could be pulled off, but they don't know us, and they don't know that we're willing to cut 2-foot concrete walls
Yeah.
with concrete cutters above our heads. So, yeah, shame on you. But so we put together a teaser to kind of release the event. The
Paint
events.
a picture of
Yeah.
what this is all
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, and it was this one here, the trailer. And straight off the bat, so main gun on the tank. But something else I want to talk about was the soundtrack. Like, how long did you have that soundtrack for?
Well, it's all...
You made that soundtrack.
Yeah, I built that soundtrack.
Yeah, so that wasn't a soundtrack that I found off the internet. You made that soundtrack.
Yeah, and that was literally... Well, actually, we had just seen a production that Evike had done.
That's right. Their
Yep.
Boots on the Ground
Boots on the
series.
Yeah.
That's right. I
And
forgot
you're
about
like,
that.
man, like, I really love like the audio and how that really built the video. And so that's where we sort of started talking, and I was pretty big in the music scene then. So we were talking about like, let's do this, some sort of build up production video.
We wanted an edgy soundtrack.
Yeah. And that was literally just different samples chopped up, like I literally like Googled US Marine Corps radio chatter, and pulled samples.
Yeah.
And all sorts of different stuff, and built that.
And you just and that's the thing, and that's why I thought it would be so fun to go through these and talk about them, because you just forget. Like, I forget that you like created that.
Yeah. And I think the cool thing about anything audio and video is it's based on feeling, and you're trying to portray you know, a mood,
Yeah.
effectively.
Yeah, and it's funny because, like, for some people it's probably lost on them. They, maybe they didn't think anything about it when they seen it, and maybe it didn't convince them to come to the event, uh, or whatever it was. But yeah, it's just interesting thinking about that soundtrack and how you built that.
Yeah.
And I remember you sending it through to me, and we're kind of mucking around with it, and before it obviously made the final cut. Um, but yeah, and then like getting the drone footage that was in the hangar of so this kind of so basically I did three things. We had a drone that flew around at a open day game, captured some random footage of the tar field where the event was going to be captured, and so the promo kind of bounces between the field where it's going to be played, and it's just like little snapshots of like one of the aircraft that we were looking at, because at the time we had the option of a replica Spitfire or a replica Mustang, and we actually preferred the Spitfire, but he was getting maintenance done. So
Yeah.
he was already flying the Mustang, but
And they found some issues or something, like it was
there was just a couple of
unairworthy for a little while.
he hadn't, because it was imported into the country, and it had to go through a whole lot of testing and maintenance and different bits and pieces before he was allowed to fly it in New Zealand, and he just couldn't get it all done in time. So boo-hoo, we were left with a Mustang instead.
Yeah.
Which no one's complaining about. Yeah, so just kind of bouncing between those three different key things, because they were kind of like the key things about the event. Trying to promote the pyrotechnic side of it as well. Oh, this is really interesting. This border. Oh, let me. So that snapshot of me putting a mortar in the tube. So we had Mitch Pearce, who was an engineer. He made us like a custom-made steel mortar, and then I had 3D printed full-scale mortars made, and which was problematic just in itself, because the 3D printing, sliding down a long tube, and we also had blanks in the base of it, so it would slide down and hit a pin at the bottom and fire the blank and make a noise. Now, in the video, if you watch it carefully, you see me slide the mortar into the tube, and this is literally videoed. This is the other thing about when we're shooting. Like, we have limited opportunities, limited time to like put all of this together so we can release it. So that was shot. If you watch the video, if you look at the mortar, you can see all the sanding marks up the tube, because it hasn't even been painted yet.
Yeah.
But because I pulled all the color out of the video to give it this kind of like moody look, like you don't notice it as much.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even painted. We shot the video outside his workshop.
Yeah.
Literally just outside the door, and he just had a bush background.
Yeah.
So just
Is
line
this
it
at
all.
Mitch's workshop?
Yeah, at Mitch's workshop.
Yep.
Line it all up so it looks like it's in a bush environment. And then this was also the first time we were testing the mortar shells. Slide the mortar down, and in the video, the mortar comes back out the tube after it fires.
Yeah.
That's not meant to happen.
Yeah.
That happened because when it fired, because we also testing the blank.
Yeah.
And because it was 3D printed, it fired, and it
Literally launched it.
It split the mortar in half, the 3D printed mortar, and shot half of it back out tube, out the top, and you actually see it in the video.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was not meant to happen because it's just meant to be a blank firing mortar. There's no projectile.
Yeah.
And it had to go through the mortars themselves had to go through a few
Engineering changes.
And I ended up we still got them. They ended up being still 3D printed, but and they were a 3-piece, and but I had to use some carbon fiber tape and epoxy to make it super strong.
Yep.
Yeah, so they are now very, very strong, and it works really well as a blank firing mortar. We haven't used it in a long, long time. But again, it's just so funny looking at that one particular shot, which is probably like 2 seconds, and there's so much about that shot where I'm like, oh my God, like that's so funny, like, you know. But anyway, and also, so the shot with, you know, the tank rolling over the top of the GoPro, and we're taking still shots and things like that of both the tank and the Stuart tank. Because again, we were so limited to what footage we could capture, and the same with the tank. So that was like so it was at the time housed at his workshop.
Yep.
So the owner's like a heavy engineer. So he had the Stuart tank at his workshop. The only thing we could do for shooting that footage was drive the tank out of the workshop, spin the turret, drive it round just literally in the gravel car park. So like it was so, and it's like an industrial business.
Yeah. So these big galvanized buildings around,
like
and little site sheds and gates.
Yeah. and we're hosting an event that's an outdoor field, which is all like forest and bush.
It's a combat zone.
Yeah. And so all the footage that you see in that video is all very close up. It's all very specific. There's no background anywhere because we had to hide it.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, like we got the point across, which is, you know, we're going to have an event. It's going to have a plane. It's going to be done at the field. It's going to have a tank, and you know that was enough to get the message across that this is going to be
tanks, planes,
an epic event.
Epic.
Yeah, and it's going to be amazing. And like, and what happened? We sold the event out in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Which was like super humbling. We were super stoked to do that, and it was very stressful. We were dealing with I felt like we were dealing with all these professionals, and you know, like,
and we're just a bunch of muppets.
Well, like, because
you start surrounding yourself with people who are, you know, heavily involved in the industries that they're involved in, you know, and they conduct themselves a certain way.
Yeah,
and it's like, right, okay, you know, like this is the standard that they expect out of us, so let's make sure that we live up to that. You know?
Yeah. And you know, because like some of these guys had worked on movie sets.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was pretty daunting.
Dude, it was humbling when I had a conversation with Ross.
Ross being
the steward owner,
yep.
And his crew, and he was like, man, like I almost feel that you know, some of your guys' safety parameters are even higher than what we do when we work with Defence Force at shows and things like that, you know. So he was like super stoked. He was like, man, you guys have done an amazing job.
Yeah, and it just, you know, and it makes all that kind of stress and worry worth it, because we were definitely freaking out.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like we were just freaking out because we want everything to go smoothly. We're thinking about all the things that could go wrong, and we just want the players to have a good time. You know, we had spent months and months and months and months and months putting that together, and so we just wanted everyone to have a good time.
It shows we
go
give a
smoothly.
shit, man. It shows we give a shit. It shows we care. We really, we've got all the players' expectations in the back of our mind always. So obviously that was the teaser,
Yeah. So
and then that led into
so we ran the event. The event went really, really well, and we were able to capture some more footage of the actual event.
yes,
So like that was really that like teaser was really, really challenging because we had such limited ability to pull off these cool shots. But like the biggest thing that we're going to struggle with is like the pyrotechnics side of
Yeah.
it, because we just we didn't have the ability to go spend time with Len and his crew and basically shoot some footage, because they're based in Auckland, which is it's kind of like between 5 and 6 hours away.
Yeah.
We're very new to what we were doing. I mean, for us now, like we do that now. We're like jack up a weekend where we can go do some like fun shit with Len and blow some stuff up. But back then, we didn't do those things. But we captured some cool footage from the actual event. Turn that down a little bit. Where's the volume? Yeah, and there was obviously some interesting things that came out of the event. Originally, I actually just did this as a highlight video. So Connor shot some really cool drone footage for us, which was really awesome because we actually didn't plan for him to do this.
yeah,
The other thing is right now, me and stop it. I'm trying to remember his name. Can't remember his name off the top of my head. But anyway, we were running down that track, and what the footage doesn't do a good job of, which is just how it was with GoPros, is we were basically getting chased by the steward, and he was firing his machine guns at us.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
these guns are extremely loud. They are really, really loud, and it just was killing the microphone on the GoPros. But
Yeah.
when I was running down there, and again, GoPros with the wide angle always make shit look way further away than it is. But what was cool about that shot, and the reason why I wanted to include it, is because it was just like an organic moment that happened. We didn't plan it, which was we had a safety parameter for like how close we could get to the front of the tank, which was 30 meters because of the main gun.
yeah.
But even with putting the main gun aside, because that was even louder than the machine guns were extremely loud, and so we were actively trying to keep a distance so we didn't get too close while it was essentially chasing us down. And he tripped over,
Yeah.
and it was a genuine moment where I turned around, and
You gotta dig him out of a foxhole.
because he was beside me, and then he was gone, and I turned around and he wasn't there, and I had to literally go back because I was just, like tanks have blind spots. The Stuart tank is pretty good front on because he can open a hatch, and it has essentially a nice window to look out of. But still being very careful about the safety parameters. So I was genuinely like trying to get him back up on his feet so we could keep moving away from these extremely loud machine guns that they were firing as we were running down. But another really cool shot is this one from the drone, which is the Stuart tank moving up with your team moving up behind it, supporting it. And we had it go to a certain point, and then it had to take out a target down this like a corridor and it would hit a ground target at the other end, and we had big pyro explosions that were going off. There were 2 shots. There was the first shot and the second shot. So, like, again, like, thanks so much to Connor, you got some amazing footage. So the tank fires the first shot, and you can see Jono walking up beside the tank and almost get your ears blown off.
So pretty much what happened there is, so yeah, I was the commander of the team with the tank. So I had about 75 guys on my team, plus an M3 Stuart tank. And we had this little running script on, like shot 1, shot 2, shot 3, when they were going to be, how they were going to be. And I literally like read my notes, and I'm like, right, we're here. 1 shot, 1 target. And yeah, it turns out I was in a 2 target kind of zone.
You were thinking 1 shot. Cool.
1 shot. Right, up. We're done. I'm on script. Let's go. And I literally approached the tank. Literally wasn't going to go in front of the tank, just beside the tank where you could see Ross, the driver, and give him the green light to move soon. And bad timing, man. He let that big gun go.
Yeah. So to put like the scenario all into perspective as well. So yeah, we had like a full script of everything that the tank was doing because you need safety parameters. Like at the end of the day, it's a very fluid situation. Like airsofters in the moment are dumb as shit.
Yeah, and I was.
Well, not talking about you specifically, but basically you're trying to like. OPATH at times is like this really crazy blend of like movie theatrics blended with like airsoft.
Yes.
And so depending on what we're doing, we have it like very scripted. And so when you're dealing with a tank, you're dealing with blind spots, and also you're dealing with blank firing guns that are extremely loud, and like the main gun has it is very loud, it's very concussive, so we have strict safety parameters. But so you were the safety coordinator for the tank.
Yes.
So you're in charge of how the players were moving around the tank, and also we had radio communication between yourself and the tank, and so did I. But we had a redundancy, so and this is the other thing I think is really important for people to understand, because people or other event producers don't always think like this, and sometimes it's a little bit concerning as to how like relaxed they are when you've got this kind of equipment moving around a field. But we already had a redundancy, so we had a radio system that would work with our radios installed in the tank, so we could talk to the driver, and the driver could talk to his crew internally. And but the redundancy was that if the radio fails, you have hand signals.
We had a preset ready to go set of hand signals.
Yeah, and guess what happened?
The
radio comms went down.
Yeah,
and so it's. For us, it's just a cool moment of like us spending the time to think about this shit properly. So for a player that was there at that game, they had no idea that the comms went down.
No.
And as soon as you realise, you just moved into obviously doing hand signals, right?
Yep.
So as amusing as the situation was for me watching, because I knew what was going on, and what you didn't realize what was going on was I also know that you were moving up beside the tank, so you could get eyes on with
Ross, the driver,
with Ross, because he's driving the tank, so you could give him
limited view.
Yeah, his next waypoint, right?
Yep.
But you just got
sacrificed my so
close to that main gun. it's like you're like, oh shit.
So to put that into some perspective, we had a 30-meter minimum distance forward of the main gun,
and
because
at a 90 degree.
yeah, and because the concussion wave that comes out of that gun can damage your internals.
Yeah.
And it shoots black powder, and at 30 meters, flaming hot black powder cartridge fragments will hit you and injure you.
Yeah, well, I mean, even if there's like some sort of like, wad packing for the blanks, like I can't remember exactly
chunk
what
of cardboard sometimes.
Yeah,
and
like
that can just knock you out.
yeah, even a piece of cardboard at the right speed,
Traveling at Mach 7
can hurt you. And this isn't just shout out to Thomas Busby.
Little Thomas Busby shot there.
Like, amazing photographer. We got such amazing photos from Thomas, and we've used him many times. So back to Connor flying his drone, getting amazing aerial shots. But yeah, and that like 20 years to restore that tank. So this is another interesting situation that played out. So he fires a ricochet shot first time round, fires a second shot. Now those are massive 60-litre barrels that just flew up in the air and came crashing down. What was interesting about that particular shot, so it was meant to be fire the first shot, ricochet shot. The second shot was meant to be an explosion.
Yeah.
And that would then set off a secondary explosion, which would be popping off the fuel barrels, right?
Yeah.
Great idea. And when they did all the testing for it, it looked amazing. And we actually did the popping barrels a couple of times. That was the second time we did it. But for whatever reason, the amount of product that Len used for those particular barrels, or the efficiency of how they worked, turned those barrels into rockets.
Yeah.
And dude, I remember, like, because your team was like behind the camera, our team was in the direction of where those barrels were going, and I remember like knowing, not because we've got the script right, so I'm like, I've got all my boys on the front line, we're all lined up for the show, everyone's like essentially everyone's put their guns down, got their cameras out, just watching this big theatrical show, forgetting that they're actually there to shoot BBs. And we're all standing there, and he fires the second shot, and there was this awkward delay because the first explosion failed, like the electric match failed, and the device didn't go off. So that's why there's this weird little delay between him firing the main gun and then the barrels exploding, because there was actually meant to be a primary explosion and then the barrels were secondary. But when the barrels went off, I was like looking up and looking up and looking up as they're going higher and higher, they're moving towards us. And I'm just like, those are metal barrels.
Yeah.
Those are not lightweight plastic barrels. Those are metal barrels going very, very high, and they are drifting towards us.
And you had a good 40 guys on your team.
Yeah, and I was like, and they didn't land anywhere near us, but I see, like, for all the players, they're like, whoa, that's crazy. But for us, I was like,
that's not right.
Those, is it? Yeah.
What's that about?
And I remember talking to Lena about it afterwards, and we just had that like nervous laugh about it. You know, it's like,
dude, I remember seeing one of those drums afterwards, and it was like flattened,
like a pancake.
like it was flattened. It hit the ground that hard.
So that was interesting. Seeing how high those barrels went, definitely higher than what Len was thinking. We were, Len, me, and you were all thinking the same thing, which was, holy shit, those barrels are going high. Sadly, you can't see the tanks coming up, and we actually had some mortar fire that was firing in the bushes as the tank's coming up, which was triggered by the mortar. Another great shot of Thomas Busby. Yeah, like just it was so cool, like to get all these different angles. This is a Mustang doing the gun run. So the I got footage of the Mustang. So the script for the Mustang is the Mustang comes in. The first run he does is a gun run.
Yep.
So
strafing run.
Yeah. So Len done this really cool like chain effect, almost like the world's biggest like chain of firecrackers.
Yeah.
Which was the Mustang comes in, fires the 50 cal machine guns, and it's all like, the rounds hitting the ground.
Bullet
it's like pop, 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 pop. And just like as he's flying over, it's really, really cool. The problem was like we didn't have the camera angle to be able to capture that, and it looked good. So you could kind of hear it, but you just wouldn't have really understood what was going on, playing it back on a GoPro. But he turns around, he does another circuit, and he comes back in, and the tank kind of pulls up as the Mustang's flying over, and he does the bomb run, right?
Yeah.
Drops bombs, massive explosion, takes the tank out, and that's in that game scenario. That's how we disabled the tank, and the crew did the whole, tank's disabled, crew pop the hatches open, they throw smoke grenades out to conceal themselves, and they jump out with guns and try and fight their way out. And they had heaps of fun doing that, eh?
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
They got to do a bit of airsoft.
And these are all dudes who are, later in life, they're all sort of in their 60s at a minimum kind of thing. And they even had their wives in the tank.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the other thing.
And we loaded them up with like era specific,
like
stuff.
Thompsons.
Yeah, Thompsons, all sorts of, that era weaponry. And they had a blast.
Yeah.
They even they went head to head with Rubcore, who were like the gnarly
Savage.
dudes. The gnarly
HPA.
dudes on the day, just HPing everyone
Yep.
to oblivion, and they took them on head to head. So yeah, and they loved it. For them it was just
It was a LARP for them.
it was just an experience
Yeah.
that they've used this machine at so many different shows, but never in a, I don't know, call it a real world scenario style event. Of what a tank crew might have sort of somewhat gone through to a degree.
Yeah, well, they'd
But
done
in a down-tuned airsoft format.
Yeah, like that. Because like it's my understanding that they'd done movie work, and I think they said that they did some work with Peter Jackson, but that's very different.
Yeah.
That like we were just able to kind of blend the two, which is like movie style theatrics and effects and things like that, with the blending the airsoft into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just gave them the opportunity to do stuff that they'd kind of done before, but a bit more theatrical, and them actually be able to react to the situation. Like get out of a disabled tank and throw smoke
It
grenades.
gave them that
and
true
shoot
taste
airsoft guns.
of what we're about. It gave them that ability to play some airsoft, and I think they just respected it so much more. They're like, man, like they were so happy.
Yeah.
They're like, we had such a good time.
Yeah, and we were super stoked that they enjoyed it, because it's like
100%.
And it was cool as well, because like you've got an armored tank. It also, because like pyrotechnics is all about safety parameters and things like that. And the cool thing about using a tank, and there's still lots of considerations. It's not like you get a get out of jail free card with the safety parameters with a tank. There's still things that we have to put in place and make sure work a particular way and blah 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 blah. But because it's an armored tank, it did mean we could use decent pyro effects and put them very very close.
Yeah.
To really get the effect to look good.
Yeah. 100%.
We weren't messing with angles and things like that. It was like, no, we could put a big pyrotechnic effect right on that tank.
Yeah.
And let it off and know that the guys would be fine. But yeah, so so that's just another angle looking at the bomb run, which worked really really well. And as you could see, the pyro effect was right underneath that tank, and it worked really really well, which was cool. And there was just so much more that we just couldn't capture with that event. But Connor with his drone captured a lot of like really awesome moments that we used in other videos as well. And Thomas Busby doing his amazing photography. Like I was looking at those photos the other day actually, and they're still so on point. But again, he's an amazing photographer and videographer. So that was OPAF 1, which was, we were so stoked at the end of that event to pull that off, and it just like ticked every box that we were hoping it would. It was a massive undertaking. It took months and months and months, and we had to involve professionals. But that's the thing. Like we wanted to do a professional event that involved professionals.
Yeah.
And and when you do that, it's expensive as hell. Like getting professional pyrotechnics and different people involved is extremely expensive. And anyone that's went to that event and everyone that's come to the event since, like OPAF is the most expensive event you can attend in New Zealand. But when you come to the event or you read the event description, you know why. Because it's like there's tanks, there's now helicopters, there's pyrotechnic, there is everything there. And that is why it costs what it does, because we have to pay these people money because they are professionals. Speaking of helicopters, and what it costs. Actually, no, I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? So Faction Wars, which we actually, what was the last episode about Faction Wars?
Yeah.
So Faction Wars 3.
And this was the first one at Tare.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So the Palmerston North Airsoft Club had lost their field, which was an epic field, and we went to Faction Wars 2. We talked about this in the last podcast episode. So if you want to hear all about Faction Wars and everything and all that's about, go watch that episode.
Yeah, it was great.
But yeah, they lost their field, so we'd got a really good relationship with those guys. So yeah, they asked to host Faction Wars 3, the ultimate New Zealand LARP event at Tarsfield, and we said, yeah, absolutely, like we'll help do that. And so as part of that, we also ended up shooting the feature video for it.
Yeah.
And like Faction Wars is such a creative environment, and I was reminded about that with Faction Wars 6 that they just did. It's such an interesting event. It's a LARP event. It's 100% LARP event. You got to play a character, but it's so creative that when you get involved with Faction Wars, it just makes you want to be super creative, and that's what we tried to do. Like the video speaks for itself, but we try to be real
story
different
starts
and edgy. So
with a life that was
as edgy as we could
no
be.
different
Well,
from
like we
any
try to tell a
else's.
story
Yeah.
instead of just doing the background
I was
music and
raised by my family.
the 2-second like.
Because it's
world
easy to say,
that should
hey,
have
it's
been
based
full
off this old
of
PC game,
promises
rah, rah.
and
Not to really
opportunities.
paint that picture.
But there were people,
Yeah, and it like,
people trying
and
to
so
control something
it's real
that they
interesting.
had
Like
no
it was,
control over.
like I really enjoyed it because
And
it
they took them
it
away
let me
from
be
me.
so creative, and like so I went and shot this whole scene with my wife and very young daughter at the time, which was kind of like the intro because it's like the whole way through. It's telling a story of like what the zone and
Yeah.
Chernobyl and all of that stuff and just trying to create the scene. And so it was kind of like the first time I'd shot something completely different that I'd ever done before.
Yeah.
And like I am no professional, but I like to be creative and I like to give shit a go, and I wanted to try and tell a story. And I have no idea how I convinced Louise to come do this. Like, but she agreed, and we went and shot some footage, and there she is. I'm with my very young daughter. Yeah, so trying to
Since
create
the secondary
that story
explosion,
of like what life was
everything
before,
has changed.
and then
And now what it is.
you know
Nothing
the
is the
meltdown
same.
at the Chernobyl
And all we
nuclear
can do
plant, and then
is search
leading
for
into
the little
now.
resources that are left in this
And
place.
yeah, we went out and shot this footage with some of the
But a
local
word of
town
caution.
members who
You
were
need to be careful
definitely
where you
enthusiastic
take
about life
these things
events.
from,
So they loved it. They got right into it. They had all
because
the
in the zone
stalker
there can be consequences
loadout
for
and
the
kit.
things
The
that
guys
you
look
do.
the guys look really good. I kind of took inspiration from the Book of Eli. That
Yes.
same kind of feeling, like just pulling all the color out of the shots, like they do in that movie. Or I attempted to give that super moody look to it. Yeah, and trying to pull, so like this is Stalkers, and then obviously Monolith, and
do
Monolith.
not trust
If you've
anyone.
played Stalker the game, Monolith are super aggressive, a super aggressive faction. So just
Especially
really trying to pull
other
from
factions.
the game, and also Faction Wars is tied in very closely with the Stalker game as well. It's actually a gas blowback AK that I borrowed from Cummins. So thanks to
Like
him
I said,
from his arsenal that he has.
Yes.
But yeah, just telling that. Telling the story.
Sleeping
This is like
is no longer
your
important.
your
As
garage,
we are all
Yeah.
And your
constantly
Film this
forced
in the garage at home.
and,
go
and
out and
it's so
search
what's so
for
funny
anything
about
of
this
value.
is like your garage was just
Effect
full of a
within
lot
the
of
zone.
shit.
Yeah.
Can
And it's good. We had
use the
ammo
data.
tins, we
Yeah,
had
yeah.
shell
Yeah,
casings, all sorts
yeah.
of random crap that just sort of made
Basic
it look a bit gloomy and
necessities of
doomy.
life.
Turn all the lights off. Just use torches.
Yeah.
The problem
Like
is,
it was like perfect
that at
environment.
night,
We didn't have to
you
do
are not
a
the
sprinkle
only
of
thing
like
that is searching.
cartridges here and there, and
in the darkness. There are things
I didn't
things
have to do
that
much
no
to this
man
to
should ever
edit
see.
to how I
Yeah.
to get it to look.
My garage was a tip and it already
If
had
you're
that post-apocalyptic feel.
Yeah, so it worked really well. But
to live another day.
But we shot it at night, which is actually quite hard to do.
if
And I
you are
shot
unlucky.
this scene in my garage. So we
Yeah,
used
yeah.
both
Well,
our garages to shoot
If
these
you are
scenes.
unlucky,
And I actually really, really liked that shot.
then there is not
It's really
much hope
crisp.
left for you.
But both of those were shot at night, which bring their own problems. But this was shot by the members down in Palmy, and they sent the footage up to me because they had the mutant
Oh, God,
costume.
it's seen us.
Yes.
But what was different about this footage is it was actually shot during the day, and I wanted it to be a night scene. And
Welcome to the zone. And welcome to Faction Wars.
So it was, I think to a degree, it's easier to shoot footage during the day, and then post-production, I go back and I make it look nighttime. Like it's far from perfect, but like I'm a freaking amateur, okay? But yeah, I could definitely overlay it and make it look like nighttime, and the whole basis of it was like a character looking at a person being attacked by a mutant, like with their torch, and then running away and their torch like flickering on and off. But it was shot during the day, so when I received that footage, I was like, God damn, like I'm gonna have to spend some time on this because this looks it was, everything was perfectly visible, but from a standpoint of like trying to create this like kind of scary story, like, you know, mutant attack, and that the mutants only come out at night during, you know, at the actual Faction Wars event, and, you know, to make it scary and moody and all the rest of it. I had to really spend some time on it. This actual final shot is not video. That was actually a still frame. And I just had some editing program at the time that I can't remember what it was called, but you can take still frames and you can kind of manipulate a few things to make a still frame move.
Right.
And that was a couple of different overlays. One overlay was embers, which was fucking perfect for the background, which was everything's on fire. But what was also great about that still frame is the smoke, and obviously like smoke moves. Yeah. So it was because that type of editing program doesn't always work for all still frames. Sometimes it just looks really messed up, but that worked out perfect, like because it just shows the smoke drifting across, and then I overlay over top the embers to a still frame. It worked out really, really well. Yeah, so that was Faction Wars 3.0. We did a video for Faction Wars 4.0, but the majority of that video was actually just pulling that original footage and just recutting it, and I did it more as a highlight trailer with a music backdrop. But the one that we just watched was very different. Like it was uncomfortably. I think that was like,
it was like that movie trailer feel.
Yeah, and
trying to just create a feeling of what the zone is meant to feel like in the real world.
Yeah, and that was my first time doing a voiceover ever, and I so desperately wanted some sort of like voiceover generator, but that was like 6 years ago. And to put it in perspective, 6 years ago there was no voiceover like apps that you can just download 10 different options these days.
And these days you can just
voiceovers.
AI, type up things, say this,
dude,
and
like
bang, it's in
there. Like you would have probably had to spend a shit ton of money buying a program to do it, which we did not have. Like all of this stuff, and this is the other thing about watching these videos back, is like we didn't have any budget for like doing any of this, like nothing. This was done on a shoestring of like money. So like, but what's cool about it. And sometimes, like, and I really struggled with doing a voiceover, and I still sit there and go, oh, like, was it a good way of doing it? Was the classic, like, just cut a whole lot of, like, just edit a whole lot of footage together, splice it all together, and just put an interesting song in the background? Is that the better way to go? But I do like that, because it took me way out of my comfort zone, like shooting scenes with like my wife and my daughter, doing like voiceovers, which made me super uncomfortable. Like it's so weird, like listening to yourself and trying to talk in a particular way and tell the story and read a script naturally and things like that. But it's just like, it's all part of like our motivation for what we were doing. Like we just wanted to push really hard, try new things, and maybe it just looks and sounds like shit, but like we just gave it a good crack, and it was so different, going from like OPAF 1 to like the Faction Wars like trailer video. Like they're just worlds apart. But Airsoft is like I think Airsoft is really cool, because you get to do so much creative shit. Whether you're good at it or not, like is two different things. But we always we were motivated to give these things a go, and we did our best.
Yeah. We pulled it off.
We used our garages.
Yeah. Crawled around on the floor in the middle of the night while our wives looked on, like, what are they doing now?
Yeah. I don't know how involved my wife would get these days, but I can look back on that memory. So we did Faction Wars 3.0. The following year we did Faction Wars 4.0. That was dude, I think Faction Wars 4.0 was like in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Because Faction Wars 5 was back down in Palmy. They hosted that themselves.
Because there was, because I remember leading up to all the parameters around group sizes was changing.
Yeah.
And there was so much like, oh man, can we pull this off?
Yeah, and Auckland, which is a huge city in New Zealand, the biggest city in New Zealand as far as I know, they went into a regional lockdown. So all the Auckland players that were meant to come to that event, and it was still a massive event,
couldn't get there.
they weren't allowed to leave the region, so they couldn't come to the event. But yeah, that was Faction Wars 4.0. Dude, such a weird time of like
humanity.
Yeah, like so weird. So weird. Yeah, and again, like that, because there was a collaboration between between TAR and the Palmerston Club, and we had to go through all that shit with COVID restrictions and all that. Dude, I think there was still the whole you were meant to be at a distance from each other.
Yeah, it was like 2 meter spacing.
Yeah, you could have like X amount of people so we could run the event, but you were meant like it was weird, weird time, very weird
clusters,
time.
no more than 5 and rada.
Yeah, I remember someone giving us shit for the group photo.
Yeah.
And now I think back on it, how ridiculous some of that stuff was. But anyway, so yeah, that was a bit of a, for us, that the whole COVID thing kind of forced us to take a bit of a step back and just focus on other life stuff for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a good couple of years. So we really didn't get to achieve, we had done these really cool events, and then COVID came along, put the brakes on a few things. And I remember we had just announced OPAF 2 and we realised that it just wasn't gonna happen. So we postponed it. We just shelved it. And like, it's again so funny to think back on this stuff, because I remember having a conversation with my wife and saying that I have this horrible feeling in my gut that if we don't do Armored Fury 2, that I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life, because Operation Armored Fury 1, or OPAF, whatever the kids call it these days, was such a massive success that it, of course, was going to be that event that we were just going to do all the time.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit, and my life got thrown completely upside down. But there was, and we had to take this step back with all the stuff that was going on. And we hadn't actually had a conversation to say that we were going to do OPAF 2 and when we were going to do it. And that conversation came up with my wife, and I was like, I have to do it.
Yeah.
And I remember she's like, "Are you sure? Like, it's a massive undertaking." I'm like, "If I don't do it, like, I'm going to actually regret it." Because it made no sense not to do it.
Yeah.
But it's just like we were just going through such a weird time.
Yeah.
So weird. But yeah, so obviously we had a conversation, and we're like,
we've got to do it, man.
Let's do it. But let's not.
Well, the fact that we had shelved it, we're like, we had already announced, this is happening, and then we had to pull out of that, and
which is not something we normally do.
No, and it was literally just because of the way of the world at that time. The world
was turning shit.
And then we're like, man, like, the dust is settling. Let's make this happen. Let's get the ball rolling again.
Yeah, and
super stoked we did.
We were in the middle of conversations with a company that owned a little bird.
Yeah.
And so that was obviously pulling at the heartstrings, as well as we'd already got confirmation that we were going to have a little bird, and it was going to be available, and they were happy to work with us, because that wasn't a straightforward situation either. That
that's a huge undertaking in itself.
Yeah, because we work with Midwest, and Midwest has a little bird helicopter that we've now used twice, but they weren't actually the first company that we talked to. We talked to another company, and they just didn't really want. I don't want to say that they didn't want to borrow it, but they weren't enthusiastic about working with us.
Yeah. They were just hesitant of safety parameters and things like that.
Yeah, it was going to be
respectively, like it's a multi-million-dollar machine.
Yeah,
and they need to have the best interests of the pilots and the aircraft. And it didn't fit in with their current style of work.
And also for us, they didn't say no. But they kind of gave us some parameters, and if we had gone with that company, it would have been a very different experience.
Yeah,
it was a very pulled back version of what we were wanting to do, and and even Midwest didn't allow us to do everything that we wanted to do, because what we wanted to do is we wanted to include gun runs from the helicopter, so. Giving players an experience where they can shoot their airsoft guns from the helicopter. We haven't achieved that, but we got very close. We got everything else we wanted, which was doors off, flying players in to the field, hanging outside of a little bird, belted in, might I add.
Yeah.
So, following all the safety parameters. And Midwest is an amazing company, and Mark, who is the pilot who does all the flying for us, he's a man. Can't say enough good things. He's a very humble dude.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, but he has fun.
He does have fun.
Coming and flying at our events. So, event teaser, Operation Armored Fury 2. Little Bird as our thumbnail, of
Yeah.
course. And we had a slew of sponsors for OPAV 2, which was amazing. Which is also something that we really work very, very hard on. And yeah, again, just trying to be super. So, we're Thomas Busby.
Thomas Busby back.
Come shoot. Be the videographer for hang on. We just said before that the videos we had done, we had spent no money.
Yeah.
This video, we spent a shit ton of money.
Yeah. Because we were paying a professional photographer.
We were paying a professional photographer / videographer who is very, very good at his job. And what makes Thomas so good at his job is he also played airsoft.
Yeah.
So he understood the brief.
Yeah.
And the the amazing talent that he has with a camera matched up with the fact that he knew what airsoft was all about and how to make us geeks look cool. Meant that he just pulled together just so much stuff. He needed so little direction.
Yeah.
He was just off with the guys. So like this first shot was just 100% on him. I had nothing to do with like the shot that he produced in this part of the video. He just knew, like he already had a list of shots he wanted to get.
Yeah.
Which was really, really cool. But so we organized him and we hired the helicopter. So that was obviously a big cost. We went all out because like we got Thomas involved, which like I would have him doing everything.
Yeah.
If we could afford him.
Yeah.
Like he's so good. So we got Thomas. We hired the helicopter, and we got everyone matching uniforms. So everyone was like,
Same
everything.
BDUs.
Yeah. BDUs, helmets, the whole shebang. It was really, really cool. But again, it was really, really cool. Like pinch yourself moment. Like when we've got like a helicopter sitting there in the field, we're like directing Mark about like what we need him to do. We're briefing the players on what they're going to do. Thomas is setting up on how to best capture the shot based on what we were doing. Like, dude, like this is what I mean. Like this shit excites me. Like yes, it costs money, and
we're now getting into a high level of production now.
Well,
as
for us.
Yeah.
For,
That's
like,
what I mean. As we've progressed.
We're spending money on a production.
Yeah.
And to be fair, we haven't spent that money again on a production since.
Yeah.
But
we're not crawling around on our garage floors with a GoPro.
no. But yeah, massive step up. But again, all these events that we had done, like leading up to like doing this production and spending that kind of money, is all stepping stones. Like it's so easy, like, and we all do it, which is like we see a video or we watch a piece of content and we just go, oh my god, like it looks so amazing, like we could never do that, like it's so beyond our capabilities. And yeah, that might be the reality at the time, and I'm not saying that this is some sort of high-end production, but like for us, compared to what we had done in the past, like it is all achievable, because like everything we had done in the past leading up to this actually gave us the confidence to be like, you know what, like we're bringing something brand new to OPAF, which is like the Little Bird helicopter. We want to promote that to get everyone fizzing about flying in a helicopter at the event. Like we now have the confidence to spend the money to do this like little production on a again a tight little budget, and for a good reason.
Yeah.
And like I say, it's like we don't do this every time because we can't afford to. But it was really, really stressful. Like the helicopter, the helicopter was roughly around $50 a minute. That's what it worked out to be.
Yeah.
$50 a minute. So like we were very strict about every shot we took with that helicopter, because it's expensive. But dude, what a cool. And the thing was, it was a cool experience for us. We obviously took on the stress. We had to run all the camera gear. We were and watching the money clocking.
Yeah.
Clocking up
literally.
as the helicopter's flying around. But there was maybe 7 of us as part of doing that shoot. So closed. So there was obviously no game going on. It was shot at the tar field. There was no. Let's hit play again. There was no. Oh, this is a whole nother. There's just so much in here. So I have to stop it. So close set. We had, I think, 6 or 7 of us out at the field, and 5 of the guys were just going for flights in this helicopter. And they were just and they were getting in and out of the helicopter while the helicopter's running, so we could shoot a whole lot of different angles of them getting in and out. So they get to go spend half a day or however long it took us.
And for a couple of those dudes, first time in a chopper.
First time in a
Peeking
chopper.
out.
Yeah, first time in a chopper.
No doors.
Doors off.
Throwing it around.
Just hanging out the side of a little bird.
Sideways, parallel to the ground stuff. And they were just peeking out.
Yeah, and
they held themselves together.
Yeah, and the main shots we were...
And looked like hardened Russians.
Yeah, and the main shots we were... Yeah, that's right, because we had the guys in matching uniforms. So there was kind of the Eastern boys and Gorka suits, things like that, and then the Western guys who were in the
it's like a digicam.
Marine digicam.
Yeah.
And we had Mark in a BDU as well. So everyone was matching, including Mark. But the main shots we were getting were players getting in, the helicopter taking off, helicopter landing, players getting in and out, things like that. That was the most constructive way of getting good footage for the least amount of money.
Yeah.
But essentially these guys just got to go in, get in the helicopter, go do a lap around the field, and then come in and land while we're shooting all the footage. So, and it was all free. They didn't pay for any of that. They just got to come out and do this, as far as I'm concerned, once in a lifetime experience. And it was so we could put together a promo video. Guys, anyway, if you want to do cool shit, go out and fucking do it.
Yeah.
You can do this shit if you're not an idiot and you can, conduct yourself accordingly. So another thing. So OPAF 2, there's just
so many elements.
Oh my God. There's 4 different things. So we introduced a second tank.
Yeah.
So there's the Scorpion tank. And dude, okay, so for anyone that hasn't been to the tar field, and for anyone overseas that wants to understand something iconic about where we play airsoft, this still frame of so there's a mountain. So we play under a mountain. This is a GoPro shot. So very wide angle, so it obviously makes the mountain look very far away. But in real life, when you come off the main highway and you start driving up a road called Denby Road, you are driving straight towards the mountain.
Yeah. And it's close.
I believe it's the second most perfect peak in the world.
Yeah.
I think Mount Fuji is number
Yeah.
one.
And the tar field backs onto the national forest.
Yeah. So the tar field, it's 12 hectares, and we play under that mountain. And during the winter time when it's all snow capped, it's beautiful.
It's crispy.
It's beautiful. And again, I've got Thomas Busby took this beautiful photo of the founding members of the Tar Airsoft Club, with the mountain as a backdrop, and he's got it all in scale. It looks the mountain's huge. It looks perfect. It's beautiful. But so we had the Little Bird helicopter. We had a second tank.
Yep.
The Scorpion. What else did we just? Oh, the artillery gun.
25-pound field gun.
Yep. So we had a field gun. a blank firing field gun. Yeah. Oh, dude. Like, we had so much going on, and it was out the gate.
But all the footage for this was pulled together over a few months
dude,
of cruising around.
And an
anti-aircraft gun.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So the clip just before that. So here we go. Gunny, currently the president of the Tar Airsoft Club, the man himself, just having a ball all the time, just sitting up front with Mark.
Well, he's actually got flight experience.
Oh yeah, he is actually a pilot.
Yeah.
He's a fixed wing pilot.
Yeah.
Yep. But just before that, there's an interesting shot. Oh, it's going to be a pain in the ass to try and pull it up. But so we had a 25-pound field gun, but we also had the AAA gun, which we put the RDX lav unit on.
Yes.
So for anyone that lives under a rock and doesn't know about RDX technologies, if you've heard about the Boss unit, the 40mm sound simulator made by RDX, they also do a much larger version for the lavs. That bolt.
It's a giant Boss unit.
Yeah, RDX produced a sound simulator for them. It's extremely loud. So we were able to retrofit that to a BOFA anti-aircraft gun, and I forget how crazy this event was. And it was a fully operational BOFA gun that could move. It could turn 360 degrees, and you could move the barrel up and down. So what we were able to create is a BOFA gun that an airsoft player could hop onto. So you hop on a seat, you have joysticks, it's all pneumatic. No, it's not pneumatic, hydraulic. And we had the RDX lav unit on, so you would maneuver the BOFA gun and shoot at the Little Bird as it's flying around.
And that RDX unit is that hearty. It gave that gun recoil.
Dude,
it shakes
when
the gun.
When you're firing it, you can feel the concussion force through your body.
Yeah.
Amazing. It was like, we knew that it was going to be cool. When we and this again was like us coming together with the guys from RDX, and getting them on board again, using professionals, getting them on board. So they were able to bring down all their gear. So their XM4 blank firing gun, Boss units, the lav units, all of that stuff. And we knew it was going to be cool.
Yeah.
But when we got it operational, on the day.
Yeah.
And we started test firing it. Like when you're like, oh,
Yeah.
this is amazing.
Yeah. It just rocks your world.
Like
We knew it was going to be a hit straight off the bat.
oh, dude,
It's like, oh man, this is going to be so good.
like it's so gnarly, and it's like both a gun, the fact that it's still operational and it can like move around on hydraulics and things like that is like really cool. But the one thing it couldn't do, and it's a gun. So what does a gun need to do?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's got to be able to fire.
It needs to shoot, which it couldn't do. Like it wasn't the gun wasn't like operational. It was actually like the only non-operational gun we had.
Yeah.
And so being able to like work with RDX and put that lav unit on it, it was just the most amazing thing.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Outside of like tanks firing main guns, and like, dude, it was it's so cool. And we still use it to this day. But we had so much going on. So we had that field gun, which was like blank firing.
Yeah.
Field gun, helicopter, little bird, both anti-aircraft gun. Like it was, but we'll carry on watching the video. Shooting some, pulling footage from old stuff. Oh, we had the
brain
troop
gun carriers.
Oh, dude,
We stacked OPAV too, man.
What did we not have there?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was
we bought the
even
whole
those were good. Just
Yeah.
like for like
dude.
chucking
That was-
airsofters in and honing them down to the helicopter.
Some of the biggest feedback I got was the brain gun carriers.
Yeah.
They're just like such a cool little vehicle.
Yeah.
It's a little tracked vehicle with a driver, a gunner, and a bunch of space that dudes can pile into.
Yeah,
and they get to hone around the field.
I know, and essentially, so the way we use them for the event is we use them as taxi drivers.
Yeah, they were taxi drivers to get guys to the helicopter.
Yeah, because we wanted all the players that bought helicopter tickets, they had a time slot where they had to be at the pickup point to go for their flight and be dropped off inside the field. And this is again another thing that we managed to achieve and create, the right safety parameters and just nail everything. Was we were able to create an experience where players could go for a flight in the helicopter and be dropped off in the airsoft field.
Yeah.
Like as the game is playing out.
Yeah.
And
full on infill.
Yeah, and again, like using the right company. So, Mark had, all the right licensing, all the right experience to do those kind of like flights. And using a little bird, you can stick those in tight little spots. So, it's perfect for the application. But yeah, then like having the Bren gun carriers that picked up the players, took them for a ride in the Bren gun up to the takeoff zone for the helicopter. So like just a really cool experience for the players, like piling into a Bren gun carrier, which is a track carrier, honing through an active airsoft game and up to the pickup point for the helicopter, and there's, you pile out and there in front of you is a little bird with engines running, ready to go. Like, just a cool experience. And we were able to put that together. And we pulled some footage from some friends of ours that had some really great MPG footage, because part of OPAF is also running a night op. So just, trying to pull as much footage, existing footage and new footage, and trying to put it all together into a promo video. Fireworks, M18 smoke grenades.
Dude, even that was a new introduction. That was a new thing for us.
Yeah, I mean, really, this video is just packing all the exciting shit
Yeah, that OPAF 2
that
was.
OPAF 2 was, but like a big thing that we kind of learnt with OPAF 2 is it was great having all those things, and some of those things we couldn't bring back for OPAF 3. Like, I'd love to have the Bren gun carriers back. But like, so the field gun was amazing because it's quite a substantial thing.
Yes.
And firing it's a big gun firing a big blank. But it was extremely expensive. Like, the cost of the black powder for each blank was like horrendously expensive. So that just having that there firing blanks costs a lot of money. And the biggest thing that we always learn and we're always paying attention to is like what we describe as like bang for buck.
100%.
So, everything
And it's relative to a player. It's like what,
a player's experience,
yeah,
right?
does that player benefit from that level of cost?
Yeah.
Does that make the event better for them?
Yeah. Like if we have to charge X amount for a ticket because we've got something at the event that costs us X amount, which,
Like a crazy field gun.
yeah, what a really a very expensive field gun. Like, it is amazing, but like bang for buck, like when you've got a tank that's driving around the field and all the players can experience like that thing, like it's very cost effective to have it there. It's a really good feature of an event. But if you've got something where only that costs you a lot of money,
Yeah.
but only few people experience, then it's problematic, because it's like, well, only few people are. So the ratio is all wrong, right? It's like basically per player experiencing that thing is very expensive. So the ratio is like really bad in comparison to a tank. Like, tank is no brainer.
Yeah.
So like it was really cool, and this is the other thing as well with like what you're doing. Like, give it a go.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to. Like, it doesn't have to tick the boxes. And the thing is, we don't know, like, a field gun is, like, epic.
Yeah.
A blank firing gun is super epic. It should be a really cool thing that we can do at an airsoft event. And maybe if we were able to come up with some elaborate way where it can be used where all the players can experience it, then the ratio would be better.
Yeah.
But currently, like, it just doesn't... It's not cost effective.
Yeah,
We can
exactly.
put that money towards other things that do make more sense. But we don't know that until we had
Give it a go.
at that event.
Yeah.
And then we're like, okay, it was really cool. I'm glad we gave that a go. But it's just too expensive, and until we can get the ratio working, like it's just not something that we can have at the event. Versus the Bren gun carriers, like you said,
Yeah.
the feedback from the Bren gun carriers, lots of players got to experience that, and part of these experiences is, one, the players directly experiencing it, so the players going for a ride in the Bren gun carrier, versus, but also there's also an element of the players watching the Bren gun carriers like moving around event.
Yeah,
like
because they were on the move,
Yeah, and it
most
just
of the
looks
day.
cool. Like, it's
and
an
there's this little
armored
track vehicle
Yeah.
running around
Yeah, it looks
amongst other players.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
yeah, and it's the same with a helicopter, like a little bird helicopter flying around at low level over the field. So it's like there's the players that have paid the money to go for a flight, so that's like the main basis of the experience. But there's like a byproduct to that as well, which is, to make it exciting for the players going for the ride, Mark's flying around the field as there's an active airsoft game going on at like low altitude, And so all the players on the ground are looking up, seeing this like little bird flying around. Like, it looks cool. So like they get to be part of that experience as well. So yeah, these are all like little things that we're like analyzing and checking, because again, OPAF is like a freaking expensive event. But so we were get out of that. So we were able to. That was a very expensive video to put together, but man, it was jam packed full of like some really cool shit that we were doing. But so something that wasn't obviously captured in that video, that promo video for OPAF 2, which was a whole nother new thing that we were trialing for that event, was the door breaching.
Yeah.
And the reason why it wasn't in the original promo video is because it was such a massive project that we were putting together. We wanted to do a whole separate promo just for the door breaching feature.
Just for the door breaching feature.
Which again is like something we had been on our mind for a long time. And the basis of the experience is that we wanted the tar field has a whole lot of buildings, and essentially we wanted to create some special effects using doors where we could use pyrotechnics to blow the doors open. So our initial concept that we wanted to achieve was we wanted to blow a door apart.
Yes.
Not blow a door open. We wanted to blow that door apart.
To smithereens.
Yeah. Yeah. We want to blast a massive hole in a door. And
yeah, we've all seen the Hollywood movies where the breacher comes up, puts the charge on, boom, and the whole door flies off.
Yeah, it blows a massive hole
That's
through
what
the
we
door.
wanted.
Again,
That was this whole own set of challenges.
So again, putting it all in perspective, like, we're not a Hollywood studio. We don't have a budget where we just employ Len full time and say, this is what we need to achieve for this particular shot. You need to make it happen. If you spend tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars achieving that, I don't care. It just needs to be perfect. It's like what we're doing. We need to spend no money because we have no money, but it needs to look awesome.
Yeah.
So impossible, pretty much. But we had an idea where so the problem is like the safety parameters. So if you want to blast something, you're gonna get frag, and we've got an airsoft field with airsoft players, and we are responsible for them, and no one can get hurt. We don't want that. That would be a horrible thing to happen. So, so you want to blast the door apart. So then you have to use particular materials. So once they fragment at a high velocity, because this stuff is highly energetic, even the slow stuff is still highly energetic, you have to use particular materials. So our material of choice was sheets of polystyrene.
Yeah.
Turns out that's
problematic in itself.
Problematic because all the compounds that Len was using was slow technically, but way too energetic for polystyrene. So essentially it was just
wouldn't
blasting holes through it.
Blow holes through
it. Yeah, it blasts holes.
They look like shotgun charges.
You know? And so we came up with a concept. We booked, so Len lives in Auckland, so we have to drive like 6 hours. We booked Len, and Len's a busy person, but he loves this shit too.
Yeah.
We booked him for a weekend to go up. We built a building.
In panels.
We built a building, a fabricated building that we could flat pack on a trailer. We booked him for 2 days. We drove up to Auckland and
Assembled the building in his front yard.
assembled the building at his house, and got working on trying to create a door that could be blasted apart consistently. And we had organised, so Nora and Roman from ASGC. If you'll know Nora as NonoCat, so she's got a big following on the internet, on YouTube and Instagram and everything else. She, her and Roman, aka Thunderspear, have shot like a lot of cool videos, and so at the same time we organise, and they also live in Auckland.
Yeah.
So we also organised with them that we're going to come up, we're going to fabricate a building, going to fabricate a special door, and then on the second day, once we've got it all figured out, we'll all get together and we'll shoot a promo video, which we'll get to in a minute. But we spent the whole first day like with no success.
Blowing polystyrene up.
Because polystyrene's cheap, but it's not that cheap. And when you keep blowing holes in your doors, which you also need a couple of doors to shoot the
video.
promo video that you've organised with NonoCat for the following day, dude, it started getting super stressful. And we were like, dude, I don't know how many different ways we try to blow this door apart, and all these, and we're going down a real rabbit hole of like physics and trying, because like all the effects that we were using were too energetic, and they were essentially just blowing clean holes through the polystyrene. So we got it to a point where we had to almost completely compromise the sheet of polystyrene to get it, because the effect was too energetic, and so we just basically cut all these
fracture lines
lines into the door. So basically
it's holding on by a shoestring on all the corners.
So when the effect goes off, like it just breaks it apart.
It completes the cut.
And dude, it was like
a nightmare.
It was a nightmare, and it was so hard to get it. Like the effects were so efficient at blowing through the polystyrene that it could break the anchor points, and the sheet would sit there. Like it's literally completely broken it from the door, but it did it so quickly that it would just sit there. Yeah, it was a nightmare. But anyway, a day and a half, we finally got some sort of product working consistently, and we were able to get NonoCat and Roman to come in and shoot this promo with us, and like
we pulled it off.
And it was a really great experience, and but it was, dude, it was really stressful. The entire weekend was so stressful. Even shooting the footage was like super stressful, because we had a limited amount of time to get this done, and it was and we were learning stuff, like even like just shooting this, like we were getting prompted on like how this needed to look, because like these guys like NonoCat and Thunderspear, like they do lots of this, we do not, and so we needed a lot of coaching to just to get things to look right, and we just had we had two doors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were left
I
with
think-
2 doors.
Yeah, we had 2 doors left, and so if we couldn't get this working properly, we were screwed.
Yeah.
We were screwed. But thank God, oh, dude, like even watching this promo video, like I actually feel relief because the door blows apart, fractures how it was meant to for the video, and you can see like, so there's essentially six charges on the door, and because remember we had to blow both doors
Yeah.
to get all the footage.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
That's why the original, like that first blast, you see the door actually
Yeah.
fall in. The second one
Yeah.
like pivoted and hung
Yeah,
around.
that's what I mean. Again,
Because it's like we're mid production. It's like we this has to happen. Like we have to go through. So I was just like, hand out, smack it out of the way.
yeah,
Keep the cameras rolling. Let's move in there.
yeah. Because again, like, and you can see it on the shot if you pay attention to the second. Yeah, because the first door we blew, it was perfect. It actually fractured the door apart in multiple pieces. But the second time we shot it, again, you can see how efficient the effects are, and it cleanly broke the door into a single section and then jammed in place, and when you were running in, you had to like basically punch it out of the way. And so we, again, like at OPAF 2, we had these missions that you could go do. So you could go do these like direct action missions where you got to go blow doors open. And we've got some photos from it. But it's fair to say that after the event, and this is a thing, coming back to like trying things and things like that, and like we tried it. It sucked. It was super inconsistent. It was just a ball ache dealing with sheets of ply.
Yeah.
It's everything about it just sucked. The one thing that didn't suck was the metal door frame skin,
Yeah.
which we still use to this day. We've now got multiple doors, but the original, the original one that original concept just was so problematic. It was such a drama. But we've got
Gen 2 now.
Yeah. Which,
And it goes hard. It's consistent every time.
So OPAF 3, we travelled back to Auckland.
Yep.
And we just spent a weekend with Len.
We built a little test frame.
Yeah, we built a brand new door.
In.
And we went
Took that to Auckland.
Yeah. And
to Len's new house.
And so what did we decide on, Jono? We went from trying to blow a door apart to
swing a door open.
Blowing a door open.
Yeah.
Which can be done with a combination of an effect, which gives you the visual and the sound, and also a mechanical door.
Yeah.
That swings open.
That pulls the door open.
Yeah. And
consistent.
Consistency.
Yeah.
Consistency. This is other.
And it was like easy to set up.
Yep.
It took our setup time down to like a
seconds.
minute. Yeah. You could have that door reset in under a minute.
Yeah. And it would work consistently.
Yep.
It would blow the door open consistently every single time. Another big thing that we really learnt at OPAF 2. So like we were really trying to create all these different experiences that players could have, like going for a flight in a helicopter, shooting at a helicopter with an anti-aircraft gun, shooting a field gun, blowing doors open and things like that. And pulling all of those apart and looking at them individually, like a big learning curve that we learn is airsoft players' brains do not work.
Yeah.
Complicated tasks.
In the heat of the moment.
Yeah. Complicated tasks. And we've talked about this before. What does the military do? A lot.
Yeah. Train.
Train. Repetition.
Yeah. For the day.
Like,
For the event.
yeah.
For when they actually need it.
Yeah. Because what do they need them to do?
Well, they need to function and do it efficiently.
In the heat of the moment.
Yeah. 100%.
And we have this obsession in airsoft to recreate, the cool
Navy SEAL moment.
Yeah, the cool Navy SEAL moment.
But don't train for it.
But no one trains.
Yeah.
And we saw that play out in real time at OPAF 2 when we were trying to get players to do the most simple of tasks, and they struggled big time. Like, it was like they were just like baby brain. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, dude, it's like set up a defensive position so you can get a player to come in and shoot a field gun without getting like lit up by like an enemy player. And like, man, like, and we had like, I was like the dedicated person, like the safety officer, and I would give
field gun.
Yeah, with the field gun, and I'd give them direction, like, hey boys, like, I need you to set up a defensive parameter,
Yep.
and designate one of your guys to jump on the field gun and fire the field gun.
Yeah.
What an amazing experience! Like, and we will get to be part of that. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I could not get them to set up a defensive perimeter, and so we were having issues with the player that was meant to be firing the field gun getting shot up and needing to be medicked. Like, it was just a nightmare to do those things. The artillery gun was great because the anti-aircraft gun was great because you just get them to hop on,
Give it a rip.
Jump on the old joysticks and have a crack at shooting at the helicopter. Like, it was actually like fantastic, like the coolest prop we've got. So that worked really well because it took like next to no instruction, and you can do that in the heat of the moment. But yeah, we really learnt with this other stuff that you cannot get players to do that in the heat of the moment. So what do we do at OPAF 3, Jono? Training.
Yeah.
Which actually became like a really cool experience because we did door breaching.
Yeah.
And
It was cool from like multi perspectives too, like the guys who were doing the training, and then the guys who were just witnessing it happen.
Yeah,
because they would they had that downtime to just sort of hang out and we had the door breach thing set up in the around the main marquee there.
Yeah.
And people were like, man, that's badass as shit.
Yeah. So if you were like just hanging
gave them a
around
taste of what's going to happen in the game.
Yeah. And it just so we're pulling players out of so they're not in a game environment, they're in a very controlled environment. And this is the other thing for people that, want to produce events and do this kind of stuff. And I'm not saying that we're the experts on the matter, but you're trying to create these like cool experiences for the player. That's all it really boils down to, and what we always come back to is the experience for the player. So we had these like direct action missions that people could go do. So some of it was like clearing mines, and some of it was door breaching and setting up IEDs, which was a really another cool product that RDX has. But with the door breaching, the players as part of that experience, so it was kind of set up to be, you come to training on how to do door breaching, and it was very simplified, but we they got to work with like a pyrotechnic team,
Yeah.
which is another really cool thing. Like that's an experience in itself. You get to
Yeah.
go do this cool shit. You get to go blow shit up with these teams of professionals. So you go do this training. You learn how you need to do the door breaching in the way that it needs to be for the event. And then so you do the training on how to door breach. Then we had a standalone mission briefing for your direct action mission. So again, your door breaching team does a briefing for your mission, and then you go out and you execute that mission at a certain point in the game.
Yep.
So it's really so it's kind of like looking at the experience that we had as event producers at OPAF 2, which is like all these players are like dumb as shit. They've got baby brain. It's very hard to get them to do anything, even simple tasks, under pressure in the moment. And it's like the realization for us is like we're not setting these players up to succeed and have the best experience that they could have.
Yeah.
And we want them to have the best experience. So like, how do we do things differently to set them up for success? And that's what we did. Like, we created the whole, well, hey, like, so originally it was like, you know, this experience that was over in a split second, and you didn't really know what was going on because you had baby brain. So now, when we did OPAF 3, we rebuilt the whole door breaching effect and got it working like really, really good, which was awesome because it was something we really wanted to do, and it works really, really well. But okay, so now how do we implement that so the players can be as successful as possible? So then we had this whole structure for it. So it's like the door breaching is the end bit.
Yeah.
So now it's like you get to do training, and you get to, like, you know, breach doors multiple times and get comfortable with like your mates, your team of dudes that is doing that mission. And then we sit down and we talk about the mission. So you know what the mission is going to be ahead of time.
Yeah.
And then when the time's right, you just go and execute that.
Yeah.
So it was a really cool learning experience for us to be like, hey, we want to implement these cool features in an event and give these players a really exciting experience, but like it needs to be done in a particular way. Otherwise, it's just the players aren't going to have the best experience. And like, what is our ethos, Jono, for special effects? It's special effects elevate your experience.
Exactly.
You know, so like, you know, that's what we're about. So we need to like, how do we do that? And, you know, sometimes, so like the field gun, you know, like to make the experience as good as it can be, like that right now doesn't work. So we need to remove it from the event.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It wasn't at OPAF 3. And it was the same with it, like the door breaching was like, it was like on the chopping block.
Yeah. Well, we need to refine this system.
Yeah, if we can't make this work, it's gone.
And the cool thing is, there's still room for development for everything. You know, we can make everything more better and efficient. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and again, like when you start working with professionals and people that believe in what you're doing as well, like Len does, and we're like super blessed.
Yeah.
I'll just say blessed.
Yeah.
To have someone like Len and Morgan who are like super enthusiastic and actually like believe in what we're doing. And so like when you've got a team of people that back you, like, you know, I had a message from Len the other day saying that he's made a pneumatic launcher for smoke grenades.
Yeah.
And he needs an excuse to test it.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Like, you know, when you've got those people, like people that enthusiastic about what you're doing. Like they back you, and two, they want you to succeed. And
Yeah.
and also they'll tell you when you're like going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, most definitely.
And they'll tell you that no, we can't do that, John.
Yeah.
But everything else, they'll be like, yeah, like let's figure out how to get there.
Yeah.
And so, it's it's all a learning experience. But it was cool to look back on all the past videos and share our experience with everything that we've done. Because there's some interesting snippets from those videos that no one would really know.
Yeah.
But we know. And now we've shared those experiences with all the listeners. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool to look back on all that stuff, and it'll be. I mean, some of those videos are 6 years old now, and so it'll be. What will be really fascinating is, like, what's the next 6 years?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I think the biggest takeaway from all the stuff that we've done, and there's people doing amazing stuff all around the world, as far as airsoft events go, and it's really exciting to see all these motivated people doing some really cool shit. But really, the biggest takeaway is, you have to start somewhere. Everything we do and everything we try starts at a particular point, and then it's just stepping stones, and we just keep chipping away. It is literally just everything we've done has been built on motivation to do it. I think that's the biggest thing, and we kind of had a conversation about that today, which is if you just have people that are motivated to do cool shit, and they've got their head screwed on properly, obviously, they will end up doing cool shit.
Making that happen.
Yeah.
And
if you're motivated to do the hard work, you will get to do cool shit as well. And dude, I hope that we get to continue to do another 6 years of cool shit, and it'll be another 6 years of learning. Everything we do is learning, and figuring out what works and what doesn't. And in the world of airsoft, it's always done on no budget. But that will not stop you if you are motivated. It will not. You will find a way to do cool shit. You just will.
And airsoft is an elevation platform. It's still growing and evolving as an industry. So
it has such a there's so much room for being creative, and that's what I mean. Whether it's we've shot videos for Armored Fury or the Party of Wharf, but then we've gone and done something so different, Faction Wars, which has allowed us to be creative in such a different way and just have fun with it. It's we're not professionals. We're just doing fun
just
shit.
two dudes.
Yeah, with no money, limited camera equipment,
But a general interest.
Motivated. Motivated to just you've got an idea, how do we just achieve it? So in our minds, it doesn't have to look cinematic and amazing for everyone else, as long as you are
Stoked with the outcome.
Yeah, dude. Just get out there,
Give it a go,
and get amongst it.
Yeah. I hope if there are some of our listeners out there who want to dive into this crazy world of large-scale airsoft production, if you can dream it, you can do it. 100%. And there is a way. You just got to figure that pathway out and get out there and just do it.
Yeah, And I think like do it for yourself. Like
Yeah,
we're
100%.
literally, all of this, it doesn't get thousands and millions of views. Like we're just doing it for ourselves, like to be creative and to have fun and, scratch that itch and promote the event that we're doing.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah. But thanks for hanging out with us and
Yeah, thank you very much,
going
guys.
through past videos.
Yeah,
and
a little timeline of special effects.
Yeah. Looking into like how we put
Pretty
it
cool
all
to look
together.
at ourselves,
Yeah, and remind ourselves that like we've done a thing or two over the last 6 years,
We've grown as men.
or not.
Yeah, or not. Yeah.
Cool, man. But
Sweet.
That's us.
That's us for now.
Yeah, get out there, get amongst it. Just get fucking motivated
Get
to
motivated.
like go do some
some
fun shit. You only live life once.
Yeah.
So get out there and do it.
Do it.
Sweet.
What
On that
Nike,
note,
what Nike said.
Yeah. What night? Just yeah. Put your running shoes on.
Yeah. All right,
Right.
guys.
Out of here.
Thank you.